What's going on, and welcome to Who is Derek Andre TV. I am Derek Andre, and when do you give up on dreams? Let's totally discuss it. This is Totally Disgusted with your host, Derek Andre. All right, guys, welcome to Totally Disgusted. I'm your host, Derek Andre, and the topic of today is when do you give up on dreams? When do you finally throw in the towel and say, you know what? I just have to believe that this ain't for me. When does that moment come? Everybody has a dream. Not everybody pursues their dream, but everybody at some point has a dream. And I've talked about this in other episodes. Everyone has a purpose for being here. And so, as you move through life, things come along that, they kind of slow you down, kind of knock you off your square, You feel like, okay, all right, I'll get back up this time and I'll dust myself off and I'll keep going. And then you go a little longer, something else come along and knock you off your square. And you're like, God, dog, okay, that's cool. I'm gonna get back up and I'm gonna dust myself off, put a little peroxide on this scar and I'm gonna keep going. Go a little further. Something really knocks you down hard. You break a bone or something, man. You fracture something. You like, okay, hold on, man. Wait a minute now. Hold on now. Okay, it's going to take me a little longer to heal from this. But you get up and you keep going. But how many times in your lifetime is that feasible? When do you give up on your dreams? So this subject came to me actually last night. I was creating a post for TikTok and for Instagram, basically promoting this channel, okay? And I looked to see when my channel's start date was, when I first uploaded or created my YouTube channel, and that was in August of 2007. That was 18 years ago. All right. Now that's just the YouTube side. That does not include like any of my poetry stuff, any of the other things that I've done. This is just YouTube, so I'm just going to use YouTube for now. 18 years. I've gotten knocked off my square, had to come back, leave it alone for a little while. Life be throwing curveballs at you. I've been through a lot, I had my ups and downs financially, man, just trying to figure out life, But I keep coming back. But I don't know if I should. I know what I want to do, but I don't know if I should or not, man. Because the dream is not just YouTube. The dream is to basically entertain, to be my own talk show host. You know what I mean? To do voiceover work, to do all of these things. To do all of these things. Sorry about that. I keep doing that, y'all. I apologize. To do all of these things that I've dreamt about all my life. So I just turned 55 on Friday. And I know, I'm fairly confident, I could be wrong, but I'm fairly confident God ain't going to give me 55 more years. And if he does, I don't know what kind of condition I will be in physically. But I have been at this pursuit of this dream for a long time. But I've never been able to pull a solid income from it enough to sustain myself. I don't even really, I ain't really worried about the rich part. Yeah, if you get rich, hey, that's great. But just to be able to just sustain my lifestyle, to take care of my wife and to, pay bills and go on vacations from time to time, do some regular, average, everyday things, but do it using my dreams. But I don't know if that's going to happen. So I'm wondering, I'm like, is there a point where you just finally say F it and just give up? Do you finally throw in the towel? I've pivoted. You know what I mean? Everything that I do has been kind of like a pivot, you try to find ways to say, okay, if that don't work, I'll try this. If this don't work, I'll try that. You know how like when you do like when you have like a stock portfolio. My son and I was talking about this earlier. When you have like a stock portfolio, you don't just buy one stock and rely on that one stock forevermore. Stock portfolios have diversity in it. You diversify your portfolio. You get stocks from different companies to help fill your portfolio. So when one may be down, the other one is rising. And that's kind of what I think people should do with life. Not just rely on one thing. So I do all this different stuff, man, because I'm like, I'm going to try this. If this don't work, I'm going to try that. That don't work, I'm going to try this, and this don't work. So I got all of these things that I've accomplished. But ain't none of it working like I want it to work. So when do you give up on your dreams? This is a rhetorical question because you know that I am not going to give up on my dream. But somebody is having a crisis right now that has been pursuing something for a long time. There are certain things that you just have to give up on. Like if there's a certain woman in your life or that you want to be in your life or a certain guy you want to be in your life and they just aren't available, sometimes you just have to walk away from that. Okay, maybe that person was not for you. Maybe that person was not for you. Because if you pursue a person kind of like you pursue a dream, that's called stalking. You don't want to be listed as a stalker. You know what I mean? You don't want to be, on nobody's list. You don't want to be creepy in somebody's DMs and all this other stuff. No, man. So there's certain dreams that you just cannot pursue. You get to a certain age and you wanted to be an athlete, a pro football player. Okay, you hit a certain age, the likelihood of you becoming a pro football player kind of falls by the wayside. Okay, professional basketball player, race car driver, certain things, they just kind of fall by the wayside. But that doesn't mean that you have to give up on it altogether. Maybe you're calling to still be in that field, to be in that arena is you maybe coaching. Maybe you did play college ball or high school and college ball and stuff like that. Maybe you have gained a level of expertise where you can coach, because that technically is not giving up on your dream. What if you're like you always wanted to sing, but you always did the background stuff. You wrote music and you wrote songs for people, but you didn't sing, Maybe, you hit an age now where you're like, I don't know if I can do it. Maybe you can just be a vocal coach. Because technically, that's not giving up on your dreams. So maybe you don't actually have to give up on a dream. Maybe you just have to swing one way or the other to get to the point that you want. Because everybody and their mama, and I mean this, everybody and their mama wants to do something that they enjoy. They want to do something that they've always dreamt about. Everybody. Everybody wants to do something that they've always dreamt about. And you get to a point in time in your life where maybe physically that's no longer reality. But there are always options. You know what I mean? I don't want to see anybody give up on their dream. I just don't. I don't want to see anybody give up on their dream. And a lot of people do. A lot of people just finally, they just lose all hope, man. Life just keep on throwing them curveballs. And they lose all hope. But I don't want to see people walk away from their dreams. There has to be a way that you can still find a path to do what it is that you love. I started off my entertainment career. I wanted to be a stuntman from a kid, but that never materialized. So I kind of messed around stuff. I started trying comedy. I did a couple of little open mics way back in the 90s, man. Never really turned into anything, but I always felt like I was funny. And so even though I know I am not going to pursue, because I know how rigorous it can be, I'm not going at this stage going to pursue being a stand-up comic. But that doesn't mean I can't still do things that are funny. That does not mean that I can't still do stuff on YouTube. That doesn't mean that I still can't do skits. Funny has room to grow. You know what I mean? You can be funny in all sorts of different capacities. You don't have to just be funny as a stand-up comedian. There are some people that are hilarious that have never done stand-up comedy in their life. They're just funny. When do you give up on your dreams? The answer to that is never, man. You never give up on your dreams. There has to be a way that you and I and whomever can find a path to make that dream a reality. There has to be a way. There has to be a way. There's nothing worse than having a conversation with a person that has this hopeless mindset. Yeah, man, I always wanted to do, but I'm too old now. I can't, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get out. What? Come on, you gotta lose that mindset. And people do. Sometimes people just completely give up hope. They're like, it ain't for me. It ain't for me, man. I've been trying this for 10, 15 years. I've been trying this 20. Try a few more. It only takes one incident to change your life forever in a good way. Just one. My son and I, we were talking earlier again on this subject matter, and I was talking about, how, like I said, I've been doing YouTube for 18 years now, okay? I've had this channel for 18 years. And I was telling him that regardless of how low my viewership is, I keep creating content. Right now, this is live. I always record my podcast live There is absolutely nobody watching this podcast right now at all. I have 0 views, nobody in the chat. There's nobody watching this live right now. But here I am. And the reason that I keep doing this, and this is what I was explaining to my son, the reason that I keep doing this is when that one opportunity presents itself and people go looking for me, they won't find me, and then there's nothing other than that one piece of content out there. When people find me, shoot, man, I got the whole thing laid out for them. I got everything that you're supposed to have as an entertainer to make sure that your audience can support you. Books, music, videos, clothes, the whole 9 yards. And I know that the people that will ultimately support me are going to be strangers. I just saw a post, I think it was by Wallow. Wallow said, and he's absolutely correct, strangers will make you rich. Strangers will make you rich. Strangers will be the reason that your life changes. Name an entertainer who got rich off their family. Name a ball player who got rich because their family attended the games all the time. We ain't got that many cousins and aunts and uncles and nieces and nephews and friends. The only way that you will ever be able to live your dream out to the fullest is when strangers, when people that you don't know, see the value in what you are doing. That's when it happens. It happens when people that you don't know see the value in what you are doing. It doesn't mean that your family don't or won't see, but most of the time your family has been looking at you all of your life. So anything that you're doing, they've been watching you do all your life. But if a stranger stumbles upon my YouTube channel and watches my video or my videos and they like it, they ain't never seen me before. They might be like, dang, this dude is kind of cool. He got some good insights on life, man. He halfway funny. Damn good looking. Maybe, just maybe, I'll tell a friend. And that's how the domino effect happens. Strangers make you rich. So you gotta promote yourself. If you really do want to live your dreams, you gotta promote yourself outside of the circle that you're in. You gotta promote yourself outside of the circle that you're in. You have to promote yourself to people that don't know you. I look at my analytics for some of the stuff that I do, and I look at where people see my content. And most of it is in North America, needless to say. And it'll be like, maybe New Orleans or something, maybe, but there's a whole world out there. So the question for me as a content creator who is trying not to give up on his dreams, the question to me is, how do I reach beyond these invisible borders and reach out to people? Because whatever your dream is, there's somebody out there. There are people out there that have the same sense of humor that you have. If you write horror novels, they got the same, creepy mentality. There are people out there to help make your dreams become a reality so you don't have to give up. You have to really try to find a way to expand your reach. And we live in a day and age now where that is very possible. There's no with the internet, until they start like charging people and shutting it off after 10 o'clock or whatever, if they start doing stuff like that, okay, then, whatever. We had to figure out our way around that. But while you got the internet at your fingertips and you have a dream, a vision, man, this is a prime opportunity for you to look beyond your circle so that your dream don't have to go someplace and die. You don't have to give up on your dreams. That is the saddest thing ever. If you've ever talked to anyone who had a dream and they gave up on it, if a part of your heart does not go out to them, then you just stone cold, man. There's nothing sadder than to hear a person say, man, I just gave up. I wanted A, B, C, X, Y, Z, but I just gave up, man. I got tired of trying. I got tired of fighting. I got tired of putting forth my effort. I got tired of doing this. I got tired of doing that. I got tired of waiting. I got tired of hearing no. I got tired of rejection. I get it. I keep saying I've been at this a long time. Almost 20 years as a YouTuber. And I think right now in my YouTube, my channel is monetized. I think right now my YouTube, I got $50. But I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. I know all it takes is one of these little podcasts or one of these little skits that I've done, one something can change my life forever. But it will never change my life if I give up. If I say I can't do this no more. I've said it. Man, I say it all the time. Oh, man. You would be surprised how many times I just be like, man, F this. I'm through with this, man. I'm walking away. Nobody, ain't nobody trying to hear this love poetry. I've been writing love poetry for black women for over 20-some years, man. Every day I be like, I'm gonna give up on this. I've been trying to make people laugh and been successful at it in small doses, but every day, at some point in the day or once a week or twice a week, I feel like I just want to give up. Sometimes it's a challenge to come up here and do this podcast. It really is. I done set all this stuff up behind me. Oh, my picture crippled. I done set all this stuff up behind me so that, I think I made it worse, so that I can have myself a little studio, you know what I mean? Just, trying to set the aesthetic and just trying to make it look cool. And then I get up here and I do it, man, and I spend 30 minutes, an hour, however long I do the podcast, man, and, don't nobody watch. You go and you look at your analytics on your channel, ain't nobody watched it, you like, dang, is this really worth it? Whoever watching right now, I think there's a couple people in the room right now. I appreciate y'all, but a lot of times, man, I do this and it don't be nobody that sees it. Nobody watches. But that is not enough for me not to get up and come do my show. I'm going to continue to do my show. It is challenging. It is really challenging, man. It's different. Like when I worked in radio, you couldn't see if anybody was listening or not. You know what I'm saying? You didn't know. And then when I did radio, I always had somebody in the studio with me to bounce off of, Other shows that I've done, I've always had people to bounce off of. Well, I don't have that right now for this podcast. It's just me. And I'm looking at the I'm looking at the viewers right now, the live control panel, and it says that I have 2 concurrent viewers, thank you, and 1 viewer who may be listening and not actually watching. And so that it can be kind of discouraging. It kind of make you be like, ugh. I don't know if I need to keep doing this, man. This is an hour out of my day. But what else would I be doing? You know what I mean? It's an hour out of my day that might turn my day into something magnificent and change my life. It's like the lottery. They say you can't win if you don't play. You cannot win the lottery if you do not buy a lottery ticket. It is virtually impossible for you to win the lottery if you do not play. So it is virtually impossible for me to see my dream come to fruition if I don't get my butt up, do this show. If I don't promote my stuff on social media. If I don't do my 55-year-old Amazon delivery driver videos and all of this stuff, it ain't gonna matter. If I stop doing it, I know I ain't gonna never ever see my dreams come to fruition. So I know I gotta keep doing it. Ain't no question about it. Is it a struggle? Yeah, it's like going to the gym. Everybody talk about going to the gym, but man, gym day roll around, man, people like, ugh, I don't know about this, man. I don't know if I feel like going to the gym today, man. But if you don't go to the gym, what are the odds of you getting that physique that you want? You know what I mean? If you don't meal prep, what are the odds that you actually gonna, So, hold on, Kevin. I'm gonna answer that in just a second. If you don't have that meal prep, what are the odds that you're gonna, burn them calories and get that 6-pack back? You got to do the things regardless of whether somebody clapping for you or not. So, Kevin, the reason I don't have guests right now is because it was taking me a minute to figure out how to incorporate guests into my live stream using this virtual studio that I have. And so I have since figured out how to add Zoom into my live stream. I got a list of people. I haven't started inviting people yet because right now I only do my show Mondays and Tuesdays. And so I only do them between certain times because that's when I'm at home by myself. Well, I'm in the process right now of transforming my daughter's old bedroom into my studio, which will in turn allow me to do my show whenever I want to. Because I try not to, but my studio is set up right now basically in my bedroom. It's a corner of my bedroom that I have set up. And when my wife comes home, she's like studying, she's trying to get stuff done. So I try not to be up here making noise, because she be doing stuff. So I got the infrastructure laid out. I got everything laid out how I needed to. But once I get my studio up and running, then I will actually start inviting guests, and it gives me more flexibility on when I can actually do the filming. Because right now I got, like I said, I only got 2 days, and I try to be done before my wife get home, and she get off work at 5:00. So so I appreciate that, man. So, but I am gonna have guests. Because I got it. I've been trying to figure it out, and I also been working hard with this virtual studio to try to, before I actually start having guests too, to try to get all the bugs and the kinks out, so that since I have to not only host the show, I also have to produce it. Also, I want it to flow smoothly. I don't want to be trying to figure out how to pull this in and how to drag that in. If it's a musical guest, you already on the list, bro. You've been on the list for a minute. You just ain't know it. I already got you on the list, man. I already got you on the list. And so, cause and it's gonna be fun, man. That's all it's about. It's about fun, cool topics, lighthearted stuff, man. Yes, you on the list, yeah. So, but yeah, so I do all of this stuff by myself, and so I want to make sure that when I start inviting guests, I can actually run my show smoothly and not be like, oh, how do I do this? Oh, how do I change that? Oh, what do I do with this music? Like, so yeah, so it's a process, but I got it pretty much laid out how I want it to be. And once I get my studio set up in my daughter's old bedroom, then I'll be good to go. Then I can record at any time. If I wake up and somebody say, hey man, I can't do the show until like 10 o'clock at night. Well, I can go in there, close the door, do the show at 10 o'clock at night and not disturb nobody. So, but it is coming, man. It is coming. So, and I know, and I definitely want you on the show because me and you were talking, we were chatting on, I think it was Threads, just talking about, you deciding that you really wanted to pursue comedy and stuff like that. And so, yeah, man, you get to a point, man, where you just don't want to end your days on this earth and not have done the things that you truly desire doing. That's why today's show topic is, when do you give up on your dreams? And the correct answer to that question is never. You don't give up. The only way you give up on your dreams is when your life is done. When you don't have no more strength in your limbs, you ain't got no more air in your lungs, and it's over for you, then that's when them dreams are done. Which say, yes, I went to an open mic too. Okay. That's what's up. Listen, my son is doing stand-up comedy in Sweden. And he's doing very well, man. And I've known Curvin since 1986, I believe. I think it was 1986. I think that's when I first showed up at Sterling High School in Baytown, Texas. I think it was 86, 85 or 86. And we ran track together. Man, and we have been friends. We kind of, over time, we didn't have FaceTime and all that other stuff. But over the years, we somehow managed to, find our way back and still kind of maintain a little bit of a friendship that is definitely going to grow. And I say a little bit because life be in the way. It ain't like we ain't cool. Like, that's that. No, we gonna get back to when we were chatting all the time. This dude always cracked me up. We would take these drives to Houston. Oh my God. We be listening to Too Short. Man. We listening to Born to Mac, man. It seemed like Too Short, Freaky Tales would be on as long as we was in the car from Baytown to Houston. So yeah, Curvin, I'm excited to get you on the show, man, and we could talk about, your future plans, what changed your mind and what pushed you, to really want to pursue your dream of being a stand-up comedian, man. So we're gonna address all of that stuff, man. We really are. We really, really are. So, yeah. Yeah, but I still have some very fond memories driving the Litted all the way from Baytown. I think I was the only one with a license at the time. So Corey and Mama used to let me drive that LTD, baby. The Litted. We drove the Litid all the way to Houston, man. So, but yeah, y'all. So, yes. So, the answer to today's question for today's show, when do you give up on dreams? The answer is never. Emphatically, never. Never, ever give up on your dreams. Never. Don't do it. It is not worth it. Is it for the weak? Following your dreams? No, it is not. Following your dreams is definitely not for the weak. Because you are going to run into serious pitfalls. You're going to always, the rhinestone. I almost forgot about that. You are never, ever going to find an easy day in pursuing your dreams. So it is not for the weak. It is not for the weak. So people are going, majority of the people do give up. The majority of the people do say, you know what, screw it. I can't do it no more. It ain't worth it. I don't want to keep going. I just want to I'm just going to get a job and I'm just going to work and I'm just going to, do. No, man, if you got a dream to be anything, if there is something that interests you, if you have a desire to be something bigger and greater than what you currently are, you need to pursue it. It doesn't mean that you think you're better than anybody. It doesn't mean that you snooty or it just means that you have this image in your mind. This haunting voice, not haunting in a bad way, haunting in a good way. This haunting image in your mind of who you really are. And if you can pursue it, man. Think of all the people who have like disabilities that still go out and do things in the Olympics, like the Special Olympics. It's people that don't have nothing from their knees down. They don't have nothing from their knees down, man, and they still decided they wanted to run track, and they were able to get them prosthetics, and they run. A dream only does not work when you stop working on it. If you continue working on it, it ain't even a dream no more if you're working on it. It's a vision. A dream is what starts the process. A vision is what carries it through. That vision of what you're doing. You're going to have a dream. I dreamt about being this. But the vision is what you use to get you to the finish line. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't let nobody talk you out of what it is that you desire to do. Don't ever let that happen. Don't let anybody tell you, oh man, you wasting your time. Girl, you need to stop. Don't let nobody talk you out of your dreams. Don't do it. I said it in another video, in a previous episode, that the only people that do that are the people that gave up on their own dreams. That's them naysayers, man. Them naysayers decided they was going to give up on their dreams, so there's no way in hell that they're going to encourage you to pursue yours. But I'm here right now at 4:37 Eastern Time in Alpharetta, Georgia, telling you, encouraging you, pleading with you to never, ever give up on your dreams. No matter what. No matter what. If God called you on to glory and you didn't get to your dreams, that ain't your fault. But it's 100% your fault if you still got all of your faculties and you walk away from it. That's all on you. That's 100% on you. You ain't got no control over when your last day on this earth is. But you got a lot of control over what you do while you on this earth. And I don't want to see nobody, and I mean nobody, in their days talking about what they woulda, coulda, shoulda done, man. Just do it. Ain't that what Nike say? Just do it. Just do it. It's for you. I believe in you. I believe in you. And I hope that you believe in yourself too. I really do. Hope that you believe in yourself too. Because at the end of the day, it will be worth it. I don't know when I'm actually gonna, see my dream and my vision come to fruition. I don't know. But I do know that if I stop right now, if this was my last episode of my podcast and I never did another one, I know it ain't gonna come true. Man, I done had shows called Husband Tips, all kind of stuff, man. I've been at this for a long time, trying to find my way to success. And as long as God keeps giving me another wake up, I'm going to do my best. That's what I spend my off days doing, trying to figure out how to get out this rat race and to become something that, that I've always dreamt about, that I've always visualized. So, all right, y'all. Well, that's today's show, man. Kirby, man, I appreciate you, bro. When I'm ready to start bringing on these guests, I'm gonna shoot you an email, man. It'll be just like a Zoom link, but I'll shoot you the email first or DM first, and then you can just tell me basically when your availability is, and then we'll just kind of go from there. And yeah. So that's today's show, y'all. When do you give up on your dreams? Never. Never. Say it with me. Never. All right. So if you are new to the channel, man, I just want to say thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you for taking the time out of your busy day and your schedule to check out Totally Disgusted with me, Derek Andre. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. It would make this channel make a huge difference in this channel, rather. Kind of trigger these algorithms, because my biggest challenge as a YouTuber who's had a channel for such a long time, and it's been kind of up and down, is getting back into the rhythm of the algorithm. And so every comment that you leave, every thumbs up that you give it, every share actually works to the advantage of helping the channel grow. If you'd like to help the channel grow in other ways, underneath this video, I think there is a shop where you can purchase t-shirts. You can get DATV t-shirts and Tune Out Toxic Music tees and all sorts of different stuff, man. I got lots of different t-shirts. Lots of different products that you can purchase to kind of help keep this channel growing. If you are a returning guest, I appreciate you for coming back and taking the time out to check out my videos. It means a lot to me. And yeah, that's it. You can also give it a thumbs up, like it, share it, comment, the whole 9 yards. Y'all know the spiel. All right. If you want to learn more about me, if you have not gone to my website, by all means, take a few minutes and check out my website, DerekAndre.com, where you can watch, listen, read, or wear. That means you can watch my videos, you can listen to my music and my podcast, you can read my books and PDFs, and you can wear the clothes that I designed. Got 2 clothing brands, Bump to Billions and Autographs. So yeah, Bump to Billions is my more upscale line. It is an acronym, breaking unhealthy mindsets, because I'm all about changing how you think to get the life that you want. Got lots of different designs that you can check out here. I'll show you a couple while I'm on here. I got stuff for both men and women. If you want to check it out, there's all sorts of stuff you can shop all. And, I got shoes, I got hoodies, I got all sorts of stuff, man. Backpacks. I got purses for the ladies, and these are all original designs. Anything with an image on it is something that I took, is a photograph that I took, photoshopped, and brought it to life. So if you like cool clothing and nice backpacks and all that kind of stuff, man, by all means, check out Bum to Billions. You know, you can't go wrong, man. Breaking unhealthy mindsets. That's what this is all about. So, all right, y'all, that is it, man. That is it. We're gonna go ahead and bring this show to an end. We're gonna bring it to an end. I'm gonna bring my man Lil Dab up. He gonna say his goodbyes. I'm gonna run this DATV promo, and then I'm going downstairs and play PlayStation for a few minutes, so I can kind of relax. That's my therapy. I drive. I play them driving games, man. I got they finally got what's the name of the game? Forza. It's usually an Xbox game, and I don't have no Xbox, and I don't really want one. So they finally made Forza available for PlayStation, and so I've been playing Forza. So I'm gonna go downstairs and see if I can give me some speeding tickets and crash into some trees and do all that kind of crazy stuff. All right. So thank y'all, man. I love y'all. I really do, man, for tuning in. Be peace, be love, be one, and I'll see you in the next video.
As you can see, I'm about to risk it all, baby. I'm about to put it all out there. And then I started thinking, that's kind of how life is. Mm-hmm. In order to get any kind of reward, you got to take some risks. That's right. But see, a lot of people are scared to take risks, so they always just play the background. But that's okay. I ain't one of them people, and you shouldn't be either. Tell them, get out there and take some chances. Let Dab out. Ha ha! Let's get some money. Let's get it.
Thanks for tuning in to Totally Disgusted. Make sure to like, comment, and tell a friend.